In this video, I'm going to talk about some comprehension strategies that will help your child. So are you ready? Let's go. It's important that your child is reading. That is so important, and that they enjoy the reading process. Comprehension is actually the part of reading that comes at the end as you engage with the text, as your child engages with the text, as they ask questions, as you ask them questions. It makes such a difference to be able to have them understand what they're reading. It makes all the difference. So I tell people that at the beginning, you're learning to read. Yep, we're learning to read. And then there's a point where it actually switches to reading to learn. So reading to learn means that a child is engaging with the text. They're asking themselves questions. They're helping themselves to understand what's going on in the text so that they can pull meaning from it. They can engage with that text. And there are some things you can do to help your child. There's some actually very easy things. And one of the first things, it seems so simple, is just to ask your child questions about what they're reading. What's their favorite part? What's happening in the story? What's going on? Who is the main character and what are they doing and why are they doing that? So to ask them questions to see if they understand what's happening in the story. Now, here are some very specific things you can do. Asking questions before they begin reading, during the reading process or during the story, and then when they're done, when they're done with their story or the text, whatever it is. And this applies to reading a story, an informational text, a narrative, anything like that. So think of these three things. Before they begin reading, ask them to preview the text. Ask them to do a picture walk if there are pictures. Ask them to look at, if it's an informational text, ask them to look at, maybe there are graphs or maps or pictures, and kind of get an idea of what is happening in this text so that they begin to activate their prior knowledge. Now, I'll talk about this in a different video, but activating prior knowledge is something that helps them to be able to begin to connect to the text. And connecting to the text helps them comprehend it. So if they can connect anything to the text that they're looking at, they know, maybe it's about whales, and they went to the aquarium and they saw some whales, or they saw a whale. So they can start to connect to what they are going to be reading. It helps the pathways in their brain to begin to connect and make the comprehension, or make that comprehension happen quicker before reading. Second thing is, during reading, you can stop them and ask them, what's happening here? What's going on? Who is the main character? What are they doing? Why are they doing that? Ask them where the setting is. Ask them if they can predict what's going to happen next. Predicting is also a great comprehension strategy, which I talk about in another video. But that during helps them to process and see, okay, am I understanding what I'm reading? This is a way for them to think about what they're thinking about. Am I understanding what I'm reading? So you asking the questions helps them to do that, helps them to comprehend. So you ask before, you ask during, and then the third thing, number 3, the third thing you would do is ask at the end. What did they learn? What happened in the story? Can they retell the story? That just means telling the story in the order that things happened and kind of main parts. Can they also summarize? Now, summarizing is a higher level skill, but can they just in 1 or 2 sentences, 3 sentences describe what they just read? Can they also have fun with it? And maybe if it was a story, can they role play it? Can they have this whole story and just act it out? Those are all good activities that you can do when your child is reading a text. So think of before, during, and after. How can you help your child understand what they're doing, what they're reading? It's just 3 simple things: before, during, and after. And that could help your child's comprehension, increase their ability to comprehend tremendously. That's it.